It's great for the Premier League to have him back. I mean, when he's in that kind of form, both he and the team.
Yeah, he was brilliant tonight, and he said how difficult it's been coming back from his injury and his absence, and it was like he had not a point to prove, but he was just like, right, I'm back. And the second goal was just unstoppable, even though it was kind of in the middle of the goal, which we're going to see, but he had so much pace on it, and his movements, his game intelligence, and like I said at the start of the show, that they've missed him in terms of his creativity. You know, they're scoring goals, but they've scored 7 today, and how influential he's been throughout the game. He's been well missed, and I've missed watching him play, actually. Yeah,
and you can hear what it's like inside that City dressing room. He's actually annoyed they only got 7.
Well, they certainly didn't take all their chances. They created 31 attempts on goal. I mean, they were just queuing up, but they have to work hard to earn the right. And like he says, in the first half, the job's done. I always watch Pep. He celebrates at 1 and 2s, but he knows the game's never over, especially in the Premier League. When that third goal goes in, it's almost like seals the deal. You know exactly what it is, and the celebration from him on the third goal just tells you the job's done. But he's still being tense in that dressing room. Yes, he's give players a rest. Bernardo Silva, Diaz comes off. He gives the other guys some game time just in case he needs them. You know, it was a perfect evening for Man City today.
And what would Chelsea and Liverpool make of that scoreline, do you think, watching on?
I don't think they'll be making too much of it. I think everyone is just going to stay in their lane and just concentrate on what they've got ahead. I think Kevin De Bruyne is right. Maybe the goal difference will matter further on, maybe. But
some leap, though, isn't it, from 9-2 in one game?
Yeah, it is incredible. But I think it's game by game, and the head-to-heads like we spoke about at the start of the show. I think Kevin De Bruyne is realistic in that. It's about when they play each other.
I think but you're right. Can't underestimate that goal difference. It could go down to that this year. It is that tight, you know, no one's letting anyone get away. You know, it's up to them now. They can sit back next 2 nights, they can put their feet up and watch the rivals play and hope for the best. And I'm sure they're going to come and cut much tougher opposition than what they did tonight. But you still have to do your job. Like we say, 4 points last season, Leeds took off them. Never, ever looked like winning tonight.
Let's look back at the ones they did finish off then. Out of all those chances, 31 created. It seems a long time ago, 8 minutes in, when Phil Foden, back in the team, scored the first, Karen.
Yeah, look, he was brilliant in that false 9 today, and Rodri that's breaking through is your deepest midfielder, really, in defensive midfield, but finds himself up there. And what I really liked about the midfield was they were constantly running off the back shoulders. There's Kevin De Bruyne getting in behind, opens the space up for Phil Foden, and then there's your defensive midfielder, Rodri, getting in advance. There was constant rotation. That's why it's so difficult when you're playing 1v1. And then Foden, who started it, comes up, second phase, and puts it in. Could have defended it better, I think, at times, Leeds, and Dallas maybe at the end could have got there and kept that off the line. But look, the whole build-up plays is all about Manchester City and how they rotate. And like I said, Leeds play man for man, and they just completely exploited that.
Yeah, that set the tone very early on. We talked long and hard about Jack Grealish. His first headed goal for 2.5 years. It's only his second Manchester City Premier League goal.
Yeah, interesting the Pep's put him there. I've done a job on the goalkeeper there, trying to keep him at bay. But then I like the movement for Jack here. Gets himself back on side, and then he slips across Ayling there, and it's a good header. The timing of the head is very, very good. You see Jack here, he's doing a job for the side there, trying to keep Medinay in, and then he realises he's going to go to Riyad Mahrez on that wand of a left foot, and he gets himself back on side. Then he goes right across the defender, Ayling, and it's a good header. See it from this angle, the power what he puts on that. Sometimes you see that coming off the shoulder of the strikers, but he nearly scored at the weekend with a header, and that one he made no mistake with, and it flew past Melanie.
What about all-round from him tonight?
I thought he was tidy. I really did. It was really important he gets the numbers. You imagine they scored 7 tonight and he never got any, he doesn't get 1. Pressure then mounts, even though he had a good game. I don't think anyone played bad in a Man City shirt, though. It'd be very difficult to play bad. Even you would have played there well tonight, Steve.
5 knee operations later, yeah. Kevin De Bruyne, we just heard from him. 2 goals for him tonight on his return as well. And as Tim says, this was one that sealed the deal, even at half-time, Karen.
Yeah, again, he just ran off the back shoulder. See, he runs before even the setback from, I think it was a Foden, and the passing behind. But if you just watch him in the top corner now, he's already on his bike. We were talking about how they suck players on, and they were really brave in that, and they just passed through it, got the numbers they have behind the ball, and then they just let the front players go and express himself. But you see Kevin De Bruyne highlighted, he's already going. Look, before that setback's on, he's thinking, I'm losing my player, can't catch me, I'm too quick, and then it's a brilliant finish. I know, Tim, you were saying the keeper could have done better, but I personally think it's a brilliant finish.
Yeah, I think it was a bit harsh. When you see it from that angle, he whizzes it, doesn't he? I mean, the pace what he puts on that with his left foot, he just steers it into that near post, knows exactly where it's going. Mignolet, he's halfway on his way down, and just flies behind him. I mean, them strikes today, some of them were so pure, and the goalkeeper doesn't have time to even react and get his arms up. They're already behind him.
Mm. We talked about damage limitation might be the subject in the Leeds dressing room at half-time.
I couldn't see it, Steve. I don't think he ever goes out with that way of playing. You know, perhaps in hindsight he wouldn't even look at that.
I was going to say, should he have?
No, I don't think he does, because you know what he wants to keep. He wants to have a look. You know, he made changes, brought some young kids on. He's looking towards the next one. He'd be saying to him in there, that wasn't good enough. We made mistakes, but they're very good. We're not going to play Man City and Chelsea's and Liverpool's every single week. So he keeps them with the same formation, the same way of playing, the same identity. So when they do come up with the teams in the mid to lower end of the division, they'll win enough games to stay in the league. I like that approach. It's definitely fantastic to watch. It's entertaining, because there were a lot of teams go there, they just put bodies behind the ball and they try to play anti-football, and they end up getting beat anyway. At least we got entertained tonight, and the people sitting at home.
Didn't take long in the second half, though, for normal service to be resumed, did it?
No, again, just right at it. I think it was good to see Grealish linking up, and they just sucked them all across, didn't they? And it's just too easy, and I think, see here, he just doesn't get tight enough. We'll play it from this angle again, but they're losing their battles. But good from Grealish, he commits players on, misses the tackle, picks out. I mean, look, he's spare there, isn't he, Gundogan? And then goes out here. This is where I think the defender has got to get tighter. As soon as that makes that first touch, he's got to get out to Mahrez. As soon as he backs off and then Mahrez can get into the penalty area, he's in complete control. So Mahrez knows he's backing off, and any attacker's thinking, I've got the upper hand on you in that. And it takes a deflection off him because he doesn't get tight. And then the goalkeeper has got no chance.
Yep, 100th Premier League appearance for Manchester City, marked with a goal for Riyad Mahrez. Then came Kevin De Bruyne's second, City's fifth. Special strike? Yeah, special strike. I thought it was unlucky to build up. I thought that was a high boot there from Jack Grealish, and then Gundogan just finds a spare man again, takes it a touch out of his foot and bash. Look at the goalkeeper there. I don't know why he dives. Embarrassing to look at him dive. But you see, watch Jack's boot here. I know it's not a tight game and it didn't really matter in the end, but that's high, his boot. But Gundogan just got wing mirrors on, knows exactly where everyone is on the pitch, and he smashes that. Look at the goalkeeper. Look, it's already behind you, mate. Wow, fantastic. Clean as you like. Fantastic strike.
Yeah, I think you're right. The ball's in the back of the net before he dived, didn't he? It's that quick.
Yeah, he saved it on the way out, nearly. He nearly hit him on the head.
Then the defenders got involved. John Stones, with his weaker foot eventually.
Yeah, it is. I think sometimes when you hit it with your strong foot, you don't concentrate as much, and with your weaker foot, you have to be more patient with it. But again, from wide areas, I mean, the marking is shocking from Leeds. There's your three centre-backs all up off the set play, and it's just a rebound. But look at the three centre-backs there. John Stone gets across the near post. OK, he doesn't get it, but look, he's sharp then. He's the first to react, second to react, and then it's a real clean hit with his left foot there. That's the one you scuff with your good foot, and now you have to really concentrate hard on your weak foot, and that's why he gets a better connection. Anyone watching John Stones for the first time there was think he was left-footed. You know, he's put himself in the area to score goals. He scuffs the first one, and the second one's like a rocket. Like, Karen's absolutely right. The concentration was on the strike there. And
Marcelo, a difficult night.
Marcelo, una noche difícil.
Exactamente.
Exactly. Can you explain why it was so difficult?
Sí, puede explicar por qué fue tan difícil.
Bueno, no hay nada positivo de nuestra actuación que rescatar.
There's nothing positive to take away from our performance.
No encuentro algo que pueda ser valorado.
I can't find anything that can be valued.
Por lo cual, como es natural en estos casos,
As a result, as is natural in these cases,
cuando no hay nada que esté bien hecho,
when there's nothing that's well done,
no son las individualidades las que fallan,
it's not the individualities that fail,
sino la conducción, la organización colectiva.
but the conduction, the organization.
No hay ninguna justificación que yo pueda ofrecer.
There's no justification I can offer.
El partido fue exactamente como habíamos pensado que iba a ser.
The game was exactly how we thought it was going to be.
Nos preparamos para evitar todo lo que sucedió.
We prepared ourselves to avoid everything that happened.
No logramos nada de lo que era necesario para que la superioridad no fuera tan manifiesta.
And we didn't manage to get anything so that the superiority wouldn't be so noticeable.
And this is where it leaves Leeds. 5 points above the drop zone. As you can see, Burnley have 2 games in hand on them, and Watford 1 as well. I know it's Arsenal at home next, incidentally, for Leeds on Saturday at Ellen Road. I know what you're saying, Tim, about the neutral and being entertained, and it's not his way.
Yeah.
But you heard his explanation that they prepared for it. I mean, how damaging could conceding 7 be to that group? 3 at Chelsea, albeit a little bit unfortunate.
Yeah, it's not good. I could tell you, hefty defeats just does affect the mood around the dressing room and the training ground, certainly building up to that game. But the games come thick and fast around Christmas, so it's easy to put a defeat behind you. But it can fester if you don't get you a positive result. They're missing personnel. You know, Bamford is missing, picked up a hamstring. Calvin Phillips looks like he might miss 2 months. I mean, how big is that for Miss Cooper? They need back as soon as possible. They haven't got a lot of quality in depth. I think they're full of endeavour and willingness to run. Sometimes you need a little bit more than that. And he needs some cool heads, he needs some organised bodies, he needs some organisation, which he said that he had there. Didn't look organised tonight, they looked like they were all over the place. But Man City can do that to anyone. But it was a damning defeat, but there's still enough time, and they're not even in the bottom 3. I believe on the course of the whole season, there will be enough wins out there for them. I don't think they play for a draw. I think they play for maximum points, which takes you up the division. If you manage to win 3 draws, you know, the morale might stay high, but it still gets you might as well get beat 2 and win 1. You know, I think that they look for wins, and I think they'll get enough to stay in the division. I really hope they do, because of the way they approach it.
OK, it's Arsenal, as I say, at home, and then their next away game on Boxing Day, Anfield, to face Liverpool. Right, Manchester City manager, here he is, Pep Guardiola.
Pep, so 7 wins with a 7-0 win. It's pretty perfect.
Yeah, congratulations to the team. Yeah, it was a good performance for us.
It really was. From the start, you thought you might suffer tonight. You didn't allow yourselves to suffer.
No, we did a good performance. The vibes of the stadium was nice today. It was sold out, and they support us incredibly well. And we start in good rhythm. And our center defenders and Rodri made a good build-up, and we were patient with the ball, and yeah, the quality of the players did the rest.
Yeah, Leeds, as you know, can cause problems, but they couldn't even get started.
Yeah,
tonight.
we lost 5 points last season, and then when we play in Leeds, part of the game, especially the last 20 minutes for half and 30 minutes second half, they were better than us. And here, even playing with 10 against 11, we were not able to beat them. And we tried to prepare well the game, and the players, maybe they felt that it's more serious team than the people can think about it. And because I know exactly which manager conduct this team, and the pride that they have every single game with every single ball. So we saw the game last night against Chelsea, like they deserve to take at least 1 point, and the way they fought and they're late. Maybe they were a little bit tired after 1-2 for the fact that they played just 2 days ago. But that's why I give credit to the victory, because I'm pretty sure every opponent knows what does it mean to play against Leeds. And yeah, just now rest and prepare Newcastle next Sunday.
It seems from the outside that so many of your individual players are somewhere near their best level. Do you agree?
But yeah, that's for sure. So when you get these results, it's because individually they are brilliant. So the idea always is there in different ways. So every manager, the team has his own idea, and if it works, it's because individually the players take part of that. So at the end, I didn't score 1 goal. My staff didn't score 1 goal. It depends on the quality of the players. Always have been like this. So
of course, but normally you watch
secrets.
and you think maybe 4 or 5 players are at their peak at one time. but at the moment it seems like many of your players.
Yeah, I think Jack started really well the first 50-20 minutes. Later they struggled a little bit to keep the ball for his mates. And Kevin, in this type of games, when we're open up and down, Kevin is devastated. So he can do whatever he wants. But in general, all the team, I would say thank you to John Stones playing that position. And normally it's not his position, but how commitment he was there and how good he played. So, yeah, in general, all of us, they were in a good level.
Scott's accesses the top option for fantasy managers looking to sell Man United deal. The post-appointment of Manchester United, much of Brentford's effects, two of the most expensive and popular player in Fantasy Premier League. Cristiano Ronaldo, €12.5, and Bruno Fernando, €11.6, are owned by 32.6% and 16% for managers, respectively, ahead of Tuesdays at 18:15 GMT Daily. But both players now blank in game weeks 70 due to an ongoing COVID-19 outbreak within Man United square. Certainly that looking to transfer out their Reds Devils assist should be owned. They have no one of the most favorable winter schedules of any sides. With that in mind, Ronaldo, owned in participle, should focus on short team replacement, best Ronaldo replacement. Watford's Stickers has scored all 5 of these goals this season in this 8th appearance under Claudio Ranieri. Kings next 2 matches against Burnley and Crystal Palace. Both scored 2 in the fixture difficulty rating FDR. The Aston Villa forward has stopped up this output since the arrival of Steven Gerrard. Watkins has scored 2 of these 4 goals this season in the new head coach's 5 match in charge. According to the FDR, 4 of Villa's next 5 matches scored only 2. He faced Norwich City and Burnley next. Alexander Lacazette, Arsenal's Frenchman, has an prolific record against this game week 17 appointment West Ham United, netting in 8 each of their last 3 meetings. The Gunners' subsequent 2 matches against Leeds United and Norwich score only 2 in the FRD.